Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you? Hope you are safe and sound. I am also fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. It is Ahmed Ullah Amu, lecturer at Rajputna Model College. Today I am here with the subject Bangladesh and Global Studies for class 9 and 10, chapter 6, topic Citizen and Law. In the last class, I discussed state, formation of states, elements of states, and functions of state. But today, I am going to discuss citizen, duties and responsibilities of citizen, law, sources of law, and characteristics of law. So, dear student, let's start today's class. Concept of citizen. What do we mean by citizen? The word citizen is derived from the Latin word civics. Usually by the word citizen it is meant the inhabitants who reside in the city. The person involved in the administration are regarded as citizen. It was the thought of ancient time. But modern political scientist Harold J. Lasky said in his definition for citizen, such as, the persons who take the facilities of the state and remain loyal to the state are called citizen. I repeat, the persons who take the facilities of the state and remain loyal to the state are called citizens. Professor Gettel said, citizen is the member of that political society who is committed to discharge the duties for that society, and he is entitled to enjoy all the facilities. From the above two discussions, we can say that citizen is therefore the person who is bound to discharge the duties and responsibilities of the state. On the other hand, enjoy all civic and political rights. In broader sense, citizen is the person who lives permanently in that state and remain loyal to law, constitution, and other orders of the state. Citizens play the roles in the welfare of the state by their own work and enjoy all the social, economic, political rights distributed by the state. As a citizen, everyone is equal, and in modern citizenship concept, all men, women, irrespective to caste, creed, religion, are entitled to be citizen. So by citizen we mean that the people live in the country, abide by the law of the state, and he has to perform some duties and responsibilities of the state by getting some rights. So dear student, this is the definition of citizen. Now duties and responsibilities of a citizen to the state. State provides some rights and facilities to the citizen. In response, the citizen should perform some duties and responsibilities to the state. That is, the relationship between the state and citizen very close. State provides some rights while citizen performs some duties to the state. As the state provides various facilities and rights to the citizen, they have to discharge some duties and responsibilities as well to the state. Duties and responsibilities are interrelated and interdependent to each other. The most significant duties and responsibilities of the citizens are described below. Point 1. To owe allegiance. The prime responsibility of the citizen is to be loyal to state, that is, obedience to the institution of the state. The citizen has to remain vigilant and ready for the supreme sacrifice for the security, integrated territory, independence and sovereignty of the state. That is the main or prime responsibility of the citizen is to remain loyal to the state. He should be always ready to for the supreme sacrifice for the security of the state, for the independence of the state. Second responsibility of the citizen to state is to obey law. To obey law. The citizens are responsible for abiding the existing law and constitution and showing respect to the law. If anyone breaks the law, it creates indiscipline in the society. It impedes normal life. So every citizen has to be obey the law for maintaining peaceful life and discipline. So maintaining law is the second important responsibility of the citizen to the state. Third, to cast vote. To cast vote. Here is dear student. Third responsibility or duties of the citizen to state to cast vote, that is voting rights, to give vote. Enfranchisement with honesty and acumen is the sacred duty and responsibility of the citizen. That is, giving vote with honest and sincerity is the sacred duty and responsibility of a citizen. So the qualified and eligible candidate can be elected as people's representative. That is, as citizen, we should elect qualified and eligible candidate so that the elected representative will play a role for the development of the state. Everyone should abstain from voting unqualified and corrupted persons. We should not cast vote for the corrupted and unqualified person. Rather, we give vote to the qualified and eligible candidate. Next, to pay tax. The prime sources of state's income is our tax and revenue provided by the citizen. The citizen pay tax and revenue, and they are the prime sources of income of the state. A huge amount of money is needed to run the administration as well as the defense to initiate various development works. Citizens should cooperate the state by providing tax on a regular basis. That is, the main income of the state is provided by the citizen as tax. Next point, to participate in state service. To participate in state service. The responsibility of the citizen is to perform the assigned duty on him by the state. That is, if state assigns someone to perform some duty, the person must perform the duty accordingly. Any work initiated by the government is the work of the citizen. The success and development of government depends on the morality, concentration, and devotion of the government officer and citizen of the state. That is, if state assigns some work on the people, they must perform the duties accordingly. Next point, to educate children. To educate children. Every child is the child of the state. Parents work as guardian of the child. Thus, vaccinating, keeping good health, and sending the children to school in the right time are the responsibility of the parent. That is, every parent must educate their children for building up the country. As a result, the child will be decent citizen by having good education and will contribute to the family, society, and state as well. Next point, to save national integrity, to save national solidarity. Every citizen should have patriotic zeal. That is, every citizen should love the country, should love the state. The responsibility of the citizen is to wish the state all the success and feel proud of their own culture. That is, we should feel all the culture of our own, and we should wish the state to be developed, to be proud in the world arena. Citizens should remember that national anthem, national history, and the condition of national heroes and the contribution of national heroes and scholars. That is, we should remember, we should sing the national anthem, we should uphold the national anthem, we should uphold the national history, and we should remember the contribution of our heroes and scholars who contribute great role to the development of the state. To save social bondage. Next point, to save social bondage. Every citizen should have high tolerance for others. The national unity is achievable by evaluating and respecting difference of opinions. Everyone should believe that beauty remains inherent in the diversity. That is, in a country, people of different community, people of different religion, people of different profession and occupation may live. We should endure their opinion, we should respect their opinion, and in this way we should save the social bondage in the country. Last of all, to protest injustice. And the last duties of the citizen to the state is to protest injustice. Every citizen should protest against the corruption and injustice. It is a moral obligation of a citizen to protest against the unlawful activities of person, organization, even the state. But one should not take the laws in own hands. In this way, a society of good governance and free of corruption would be established. That is, wherever injustice, wherever corruption, wherever exploitation, we should protest them, and we should build up the society for our future generation, and we should build up Bangladesh as a prosperous and a developed country in the map of the world. Now, law. What is law? Law is a combination of various kinds of rules, regulation, custom, practice, ritual, and codes. The rules and bindings obeyed by the people in social life are called social law. In the state structure, the laws enacted in accordance with the various national policies to control the behavior of people and to protect various problems of the society, and the obligations and institutions unanimously promulgated by the government are considered as the state law. That is, whatever the state promulgates for the development of a country, for the to control the behavior of the person are called state law. Even it is also called social law. Woodrow Wilson gave a suitable definition of law. He said, law is that portion of the established habit and thought of mankind which has gained distinct and formal recognition in the shape of uniform rules backed by the authority and the power of the government. So, law is the combination of specific rules recognized by the society and the government for betterment of the social welfare of the people. That is, law are some rules and regulations which are recognized by the society and which are passed by the state, either in the parliament or any other way, for the welfare of the people. Characteristics of law. There are 5 features for law. They are as: point 1, first character of law. Law controls the external behavior and work of people. Law controls the external behavior and work of people. Point 2, law is for all because it is equally applicable to all. That is, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, poor, race, powerful person, weak person, all are equal in the eye of law, and same law is applicable to all. Point 3, law is one kind of order or prohibition which everyone has to obey. That is, everyone has to obey the law. The person who disobeys law faces the punishment. That is, a breaker of law must be punished. Point 4, law is recognized and imposed by the authority of the state. that is, law should be recognized by the society, by the state, and also imposed by the society or by the state. Last of all, point 5, everyone obeys the custom and regulation of the society. Sometimes customs are considered law, and regulations of the society are considered law, so they should be obeyed. These are the 5 characteristics of law. I repeat, law controls external behavior and work of the people. Point 2, law is for all because it is equally applicable to everyone. Point 3, law is one kind of order or prohibition which everyone has to obey. The person who disobeys law faces punishment. Point 4, law is recognized and imposed by the authority of the state, that is by the government. And point 5, everyone obeys the custom and regulation of the society. Sources of law. Dear student, now I am going to discuss sources of law. There are various sources of law. Political scientist Holland mentioned 6 main sources of law. Those are the custom, the religion, the judgment of court, the scientific discussion, the sense of justice, and the parliament. Point 1, the custom. I like to explain the sources of law. First of all, custom. Point 1, custom. The habits, behavior, attitude, usage, conventions, and practice which were gradually formed in different societies were usually followed and practiced by the people of the society and state since the primitive age. From the primitive age, people were habituated with some behavior, attitude, convention, practice, morality. They are considered as custom, and they are considered main sources of law. Afterwards, all these became customs. That is, the customs were in practice in the ancient time, now became source of law. The custom is the ancient source of law. Social customs are habits, thoughts, behavior, regulations, etc. that are existed in the society. The social customs, for example, habits, thoughts, behavior, regulation, etc., still are existed in the society, still are prevailing in the society. The impact of social custom is so strong that conflict and revolution can happen if those are violated. That is, if someone violated social custom, social norms, social behavior, then conflict may arise among the people, among the communities, among the people of different religions. In course of time, these customs are recognized by the government and become law. For example, most of the laws in Britain came into being from customs. That is, most of the law of England is derived from custom. Point 2, religion. Point 2, religion. The impact of religion on human being is immense. Since the ancient period, the people are following divine laws, that is, religious laws. So the religion, regulations of religion, the scripture, holy scripture, that is, different holy scriptures are the important sources of law. As the sense of justice, injustice, virtue, vice versa, etc. was recognized by the religion, the influence of religion were prevalent in the politics of ancient and the Middle Age. In the religion-based state, religious norms are considered as state law. The laws of Islamic State are based on the Holy Quran and the laws of Sharia, Islamic Sharia. The Hindu laws also principally based on the scriptures such as the Vedas, Gita, Ramayana, etc. In this modern world, the state laws are enacted based on the religious norms too. In the Muslim state, for marriage and inheritance laws, the Muslim and Hindu community depend on their respective religious rituals for marriage, for inheritance of property. Point 3. precedents of court or judgment. The verdict of judgment or judgment from the judiciary are sources of law. While administering justice, judges may find the existing law to be inadequate or ambiguous or incomplete and vague. If any judge cannot justify any case using the existing law, he can resolve it by using his insight, his acumen and wisdom by providing new explanation of the existing law, which can be used as the precedents and may consider as law in future. This law is known as case law or judge-made law. So the verdict of judge are sources of law at present time. Point 4. Scientific discussion. Scientific discussion. The scientific discussion of the lawyers, their books on laws may be regarded as sources of law. The state has an idea of laws from explanation, evaluation and discussion etc. from eminent lawyers. The opinions of British lawyer Coke, Blackstone, American lawyer Kent, Muslim scholar and jurist Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Shafi, Imam Hanbali were regarded as law in Islamic world. Moreover, law of the Constitution by Professor D.K. is another best example. That is, the scientific discussion of the famous lawyer can be considered source of law. Point 5. Sense of justice. Point 5. Sense of justice. When a justice fails to resolve any case either by using existing law or for the absence of relating law, he can provide his verdict by using the social sense of justice. The law derived from sense of justice may get a full status of law. The sense of justice and firmness can be source of law. That is, if the judge uses his sense, use his morality in the judgment procedure, then the sense can be considered source of law in a state. Last of all, parliament. In modern age, the parliament is the main source of law. There is parliament or assembly in every democratic state. Besides, the constitution of the state, the decree passed by the head of the state, the international treaty, the ratification of international law and convention are considered as source of law. Besides, the constitution of the state, decree passed by the head of state, international treaty, ratification of international law, convention, public opinions are also considered source of law at present time. Dear students, these are the sources of law. First, the custom. Second, religion. Third, precedents of court, that is judgment of court. Fourth, scientific discussion of lawyer. Fifth, senses of justice, that is moral sense of justice, conscience of the justice, and last of all, parliament, that is all the elected member of the parliament, that is all MP make law in the parliament, which are now considered the main source of law in the modern world. Dear student, last of all, necessity of law for good governance. Law has two entities, two concepts: supremacy of law and equality of law to everyone. Supremacy of law prevails if supremacy of law prevails, the government cannot be autocratic and usually cannot misuse power. That is, supremacy of law means that none is above law. None is above law. And another aspect of law is equality of everyone to law. Nobody will be entitled to have additional privileges in the law. That is, supremacy of law means all are under law, none is above law, and equality of law means same law is applicable to all. So dear student, no more today. Stay home, stay safe, study regularly. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.